Hi, I'm Ron Smith. I'm with a company called Precision Funding, and I'm here today with Jody Draper from Keller Williams. Jody, lots of times people tell me, I know somebody in the real estate industry, and my question to you is, why would somebody use you? Can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Sure. Yeah, I've 15 years experience in real estate in Oregon. And I come from a heritage of real estate professionals. My father's a real estate broker as well, and he's been doing it for 35 plus years and was in mortgage lending before that. So, and then my grandfather, he built custom homes before that.
Wow, so it sounds like that based off, what's that, 15 for you, 35 for your dad, so that's what, 50 years, there's probably not a whole lot you haven't seen.
No, over 1,000 transactions, helping over 1,000 people have successful real estate transactions, and those are closed transactions. So we've had several others that people have chosen to not go through to the end to close for whatever reason. So we're probably closer to 2,000.
Wow. So how about training? Do you guys go through much training?
Ongoing training. Every year we spend hours and hours in training. Some of the advanced training that we focused on these last several years are with the advent of the short sales coming around a few years ago. Short sale has a totally different process in some aspects of the transaction, and with those it takes a whole different training. So as well as some of the foreclosures. A lot of people want to buy a good deal and get a foreclosure, and we've had extensive training in those. We've actually personally purchased some homes at auction, foreclosure auction, so we know how to coach people through that process if that's a process they have an interest in, as well as advanced training with accredited buyer brokers, because that allows us to really maximize the experience and get every benefit to the buyers that they are due and are looking for in completing a real estate transaction.
Wow. One of the big things I've heard about in buying real estate are the inspections, to make sure that your property is in good shape. Can you talk to us about that for a moment?
Sure. Inspections are a really important aspect of the process, and that is knowing what you're getting. It's just like if you buy a used car, most people would never think of buying it without having it looked at by a mechanic. That's the same philosophy with the inspections. There are just more elements to the property than there is a car oftentimes that's in question. So we encourage buyers to get the inspections that they are going to feel comfortable with the end result of the condition of the property, so that they at least know what the property is offering them as far as drawbacks and what it might take to resolve those, especially with the end result in mind down the road. That buyer will typically be selling that house someday, and what will that buyer be finding if we don't find it now?
Awesome. What about, do you guys have resources to other types of professionals, say like an attorney? Do you ever work with those kinds of people or anything like that?
Yeah, we have relationships, established relationships with all kinds of different professionals that can be necessary in some real estate transactions. Oftentimes it's a CPA or an attorney or a land use planner, maybe a surveyor, maybe inspectors, maybe contractors, roofers, siding professionals, dry rot professionals, different elements like that sometimes are very necessary to give us a bid to find out what we're dealing with as far as the condition of the property.
Wow. Okay, so then you've got the background, you've got the training, you've got the resources, which that's huge, because if you are going through a transaction, or if I'm going through a real estate transaction, I want to understand that if I need something, that you're going to help me through that, and we've got that covered. I know that I've worked with you for more than a decade, and you do a phenomenal job. Your communication skills are great. You definitely help people through the process. So Jody, what's the best way for someone to get a hold of you?
Right, the best way for most people is our website, which would be thedraperteam.com. You can also access by email at 777invest@wwdb.org, which for my military friends, that's Whiskey Delta Bravo.org. And then a phone number. Our phone number is 541-729-5422.
Awesome. Well, Jody, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us for a few minutes, and I'm really comfortable referring people to you, and I think that you're just a great person to work with. So thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you
and look
very
forward
much.
to spending more time with you.
Likewise.